What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in this green dungeon. I'm giving it to you real raw rugged, and I have somebody on the other line. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who we have?
Hey man, it's CDTVProductions. I got a YouTube channel, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
So for the people that's really confused, like, I wonder how these guys linked up. Um, uh, Due to my editing, magician skills, want to put a little clip in on what first took place right now.
I seen him comment on the video one time, and that's how I found his page. I was like, yo, let me see who bro is. He might make some 5 videos. Sean C got some 5 subscribers. I was wrong, man. Sean C subscribers trash, man. This nigga need to stop making videos. Let's go to his page, man.
Don't do it.
Hold on. You can see as I'm typing, so you could be like, oh man,
come on.
This nigga trash, man. This nigga make,
hey,
man.
Get your mans.
This nigga, bro. Top 10 fastest Eminem verses. Who's watching that, man? What you talking about, bro? What type of white video is this, bro? Ain't no nigga finna watch this, man. I'm just saying, bro. If you not white or if you not from the UK or the Netherlands, this nigga not even from America, man. What's going on, man?
You just roasting people for shit they can't control.
This nigga doing this right here. This nigga knocking on the door, man. He ain't even inside the country to talk about it, man. What's going on, man? Hey, hello, who the fuck is this guy? No, nigga, stop talking about hip hop. Let me go on his page real quick, man. He got me in my bag.
All right, you just seen that, and yeah. So that's why we're here today. So before we get to anything, how are you doing today, man?
Yeah, not too bad, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. So I guess let's start from the beginning, man. You see that video? What's the thoughts that's going through your head?
Well, first, man, like,
hold on. Before we can get to that, I'm guessing you're subscribed to Sean C already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So yeah, I was subscribed to Sean C, and then I didn't watch the podcast at first when it came out, but then one of my followers on Twitter, he was like, yo, go check this out, like, on Sean C's podcast, and he gave me like a time to skip to, and he was like, yeah, this guy just roasted you. So I went on, skipped forward to that time mark, and then I saw you were talking about Leo Hansen at first, and then what was the segment called? It was something like trash YouTuber roast or something like that. Or Eric's hip hop YouTuber rant, I think that was it. And then I just skipped forward to that point, and then I saw what you had to say about my channel. I thought it was like pretty entertaining overall. Like, it wasn't anything that I took personally, to be fair. The only thing I will say is when you call me Irish, I'm from Scotland, man, so that one did hit me. When you said I was Irish, that hit me. But overall, I mean, I didn't take any of it personally, because like what I got from it was basically that you didn't have any problems with me, you just didn't enjoy my content. And I mean, that's fair enough, because obviously it's not going to be for everyone with the stuff that I do, you know. So yeah, man, I was fine with that. I thought it was entertaining, you know.
So yeah, everybody definitely in the comments, I guess the thing that everybody stuck on was like, oh man, he's not Irish, and I had no idea. I just like the only exposure that I have to Scottish people, because I look at wrestling, is Scottish wrestlers. So and that's very minimal of Scottish wrestlers that I know about. So when I hear your accent, I thought Conor McGregor was the first thing I thought about. I was like, oh, he's definitely Irish, so that's Conor McGregor right there. So that's why I went straight to the Irish thing or whatnot. And
that's understandable, man, because I don't even have like the strongest Scottish accent. You know, my accent isn't really super strong Scottish, even though I am like 100% Scottish. I think I'm maybe like a 16th Irish or something like that, like really low. But yeah, I don't have a super strong Scottish accent, so that might be why as well. Like, it's understandable. I could see why. Like, a lot of people in my comments have said that as well. They've called me Irish before, so I could see where it comes from. Yeah. You know?
I feel like but yeah, it was no personal attack against you, like you said. I guess it was just I wasn't a super big fan of the content, and you seem like you're actually like a really cool guy. But we gotta get into these trash ass opinions, man. You got some trash opinions, man. We gotta get into it, man. We can't run from it, man. Before I get into my personal opinions that I have, what you say, is there any like overwhelming opinions on your channel that a lot of people are like, wow, like you don't like this, like what's wrong with you? Is there anybody like in the comments that just like what's some of those?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot. I guess most of it probably comes from a series which I know you love, the Worst Rappers in the Game series. That one's got some interesting responses, man. Obviously, one of the most polarizing ones was probably the one on XXX Tentacion. That one, I did that about, it must have been like almost 2 years ago at this point. I think it's sitting at like 8,000 likes, 8,000 dislikes or something like that. So that one was really a really kind of, I guess you could say, controversial one. Try to think of other rappers I did in that series that was quite polarizing. Ski Mask the Slump God, even though in the end I really enjoyed his music, like a lot of people just saw the title and they got mad at the title, which again I can understand because like I know that the title is like provocative, you know. And then actually I got a list of all the rappers I've covered in that series on my phone. Let me check it real quick. Let's see. Lil Skies, some people got mad at that one. Scarlord, if you know Scarlord. Just a lot of people, man. Most of it comes from that series, just the kind of opinions that a lot of people disagree with.
No, I was about to say, I definitely feel you on the X one because when I reviewed, I think it was 17, like I'm not a fan of X music at all. And I just remember, like, the comments are crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure your comments are crazy because you got more views. Like, I remember this one dude, I took a screenshot of it. It's somewhere on my phone. He was just like, I put it on Instagram. It was so crazy. He was just like, he's like, I bet your mom's a prostitute. I bet she's a cum guzzler. I was like, damn. I was like, just because I said this nigga music was trash, like, that's crazy. So, X fans, they go crazy. So, yeah, that's
really
a fact.
Do. I think it's just like with the nature of his music, because it's like so kind of personal. It really it draws in like it's almost like a cult fan base, you know. It's like they really feel like they know him, so they feel like
that's definitely what it is.
This kind of personal connection, right?
That's definitely what it is. I definitely think that's what it is because I guess he made very depressing and sad music, and I would imagine that's a lot of his fan base. And it's like, oh, he's connected to me, like he knows me. So when you say something bad, it's like how dare you? Your mom's jacking me off with a foot, and she got one foot. Like it's like, oh, how's she doing that? Like it's crazy, but it's really wild comments. But I think the first thing that I seen from you that I was like, let me see if I could backtrack and like remember where I was like, I don't like this. I think it may have been top 10 fastest Eminem verses. That may be the first thing I seen. So let me tell you why that even like came about. Where I was like, what is this? So me and my friends, I do this little live stream, and they're like kind of like Denzel Curry, but their thing is like he just raps fast. I like Denzel Curry a lot, actually. I think Denzel Curry is really, really good. But their thing is like he just raps fast, and I'm like, so why do you think he's so big? And their thing is that white people love when people rap fast. And I was,
that's pretty true. That's pretty true.
And I was like, you know what? I think you may be right. So when I seen that video, it confirmed everything. I was like, white people really do love when people just rap fast. So I thought that was pretty funny. And I was like, okay, so let me keep going down because, like I said, the only reason I found your channel is because I think Sean C pinned it to one of his videos, and I was like, okay, let me see who this is. Like, he got the Sean C approval. Let me go watch. So I think the next video that I seen, it was I don't know, it might have been the one where you were talking about like top 10 bad rappers with like good songs or something like that. And I think you put Gucci Mane in the thumbnail. And I see you do the trigger thing a lot. That was me. I got a little triggered at that point, man. I was like, what? Gucci Mane's a bad rapper. But I think the thing that set me off, you said something. Like, I'm from Florida, so I ride hard for Florida. And I think you said something bad about Kodak. And like Kodak is literally like he's like a legend down here already. He hasn't been out for more than 5 years. Like, people look at Kodak like he's the representation of Florida. Like, when you see Ski Mask, X, even Denzel, I wouldn't say those people represent what Florida people are. When you look at Kodak is like a human embodiment of everything that Florida stands for. So that's why people just really, really love him. So yeah, I think I seen that, and I was like, he said something bad about Kodak. I was like, how dare he? Let me get this man out of here on this podcast. So yeah, I guess let me just start back from I guess we can start from the Gucci Mane thing real quick. Cause I watched the video and I see you say that you haven't heard a lot of Gucci Mane songs. So I did hear you say that. So just give me your thoughts from what you have heard on Gucci Mane.
From what I've heard, man, I think the main thing for me is probably like the voice. I don't know if it's his accent or whatever, but there's something about his voice that just doesn't appeal to me. You know, when I hear it, I'm just like, this sounds okay, but it's nothing super interesting, you know. But again, I do think I don't know. See, if I made that exact same video again today, like I don't know if I would put Gucci on it, because my reasoning wasn't exactly that great, you know. Because it's like I genuinely haven't heard a lot of his music. Like I've heard quite a few singles here and there, or some featured verses, and on those I've just barely liked anything that I've heard from him, and I kind of judged them off of that, rather than checking out like a full Gucci project, which I probably should have done first, I think, before kind of labeling them like a bad rapper, you know. So I don't know if I made that again today. I don't know if I'd still put him on it, but I think the main barrier for me is just his voice. It just doesn't appeal to me that much, you know.
Do you like any American rappers with like heavy, strong Southern accents?
That's the thing, actually. I think it might be the Southern accent that I'm not a huge fan of, because I can't really think of too many off the top of my head. And the thing is, as well, with like, I'm not really good at like pinning down what kind of area an accent is from, so there might be some Southern rappers that I enjoy that I don't even know are from the South, you know.
Well, I mean, I feel like when you hear a Southern accent, it's just kind of like it's like a Gucci, or it's like a Kodak, or it's like a sometimes who else has like a very heavy Southern drawl, you know, just kind of like because I want to get to this. I don't even want to bring this up now because I want to get to this like right after this. But I don't know. I feel like who else is somebody with like a heavy draw? I don't know, like somebody like Ski Mask Slum Guy. He's from down south, but I don't think that he has a heavy draw at all. Like he's from Florida.
Right.
I don't think that when you hear him talk, you're like, huh? Are you trying to understand what he's saying? Or somebody like X. He's from Florida too. X and Kodak are from Florida, and they have two different voices. You know, you could definitely distinctly tell who's who. So yeah, it just really depends. But I feel like Kodak and Gucci are definitely two people who have like heavy draws that if you're not used to them, it may take you a little minute to get adjusted. But what I said I didn't want to go to right now is the subject of mumble rap, because I feel like that ties into the southern draw is really heavy, and I just want your opinion on what is mumble rap to you.
What is mumble rap to me? Okay, that's actually a really good question, man, because I think mumble rap is pretty much one of the most like overused terms in rap right now. Like I feel like a lot of people use it in places where it just doesn't apply at all. You know, like I've even seen some people who've called 6ix9ine mumble rap before, and I'm like, that is the furthest thing like from mumble rap.
He's
like
screaming.
People pretty much, yeah, exactly. It's the opposite. And but I feel like a lot of people just use it when they see a new age rapper with face tats, you know, colorful hair, and they're like, oh, that's a mumble rapper. So I don't really like when people do that. I think it makes the term get really overused. Even someone like Lil Pump, you know, I'm not sure if I would call him a mumble rapper, because most of the time that I listen to him, I can understand most of what he's saying pretty easily. Maybe in his older music, I feel like he mumbled a bit more, but the recent stuff he's putting out, I think he's pretty easy to understand. So for me, someone that I would say is a mumble rapper, and like, not using the term in like an insulting way or anything, just legit someone that I think mumbles, is like Young Thug. Because with Young Thug songs, I feel like I have to listen to them a lot of times before I really pick up on what he's actually saying. And like, I do enjoy a lot of his music, so I'm not saying like mumble rap is an insult. I just think he's genuinely what I would consider as a mumble rapper. Someone that when you listen to it, it takes quite a few times before you really pick up on the words that they're saying. I wouldn't consider someone like Lil Pump a mumble rapper, honestly. So
I would,
the term is overused, though.
I would understand why you would say Young Thug mumbles, because he does I don't even know if it's mumbling. I think he just does like weird crooning things with his voices sometimes, and like he would just like, I don't know, like it's sometimes hard to understand, because he'll just be like like he just might, and he just like his different vocal inflections, he'll like inflect to a voice way too quick, and it's like, whoa, like what did he just say right there? Like he just all over the place. Like I think there's very few people that I would say, damn, that's a mumble rapper, because I feel like a lot of that, I think it's like a derogatory term for people from the up north states, because people from the up north in America, like New York, places in that region, they think they're like superior, like intellectually to people from down south. So like you said, when you can't understand somebody like Gucci or Kodak or whatever, they will say that's mumble rap because I don't know, like so for example, I look at battle rap, people battle rapping, people rapping to each other. So that's like, that really comes from New York. So one of like the battle rap legends, Murder Mook, he's talking about watching one of the battle rap leagues. They was performing in Houston, and he was saying like, wow, Houston is also down south. He was like, wow. He was like, they understand the bars. He was like, I didn't think they were going to understand the bars. So like basically like he's really thinking less of like down south. Like I thought they were going to catch it. So when you hear stuff like mumble rap, that's usually coming from things from like up north, and it's usually applied to people to down south because it's like, oh, people from the south, they know saying nothing, and when we do say something, it's like those people can rap. Because I don't know if you know this, but Outkast, when they first came out, they were not accepted because they were from the south. Yeah, it's a big thing when they first came out. Andre 3000, they were at the award show and they got booed for winning an award. Because everybody was like, we're not accepting this. And it's an infamous speech where Andre 3000 says, you got to just get a South a chance. But they were just like, boo, get out of here. Because like New York, they're very against the South for whatever reason. I guess they think they're just like intellectually overpowering people down here. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my take on like mumble rap. And I feel like it's just like a thing where, I don't know, New York people just still like, I guess, hating on the South for whatever reason. So
okay, so would you say you feel like it's a term that just shouldn't really be used then?
yeah, not really. Like, it's certain times where people like Cardi, like Playboy Cardi, legitimately sometimes gets in the booth and says nothing. Like I was listening to Dial It and Flatbed Freestyle. It's parts of that song where he's saying nothing, So like it's literally parts where he's saying nothing. So yeah, I guess it's parts of a rap where it could be used, but I don't think any rapper full discography is them just getting over a beat and just like mumbling.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I think
that's a good point. Yeah.
Because like I feel like there's. No, my fuck.
Oh, sorry, you good?
No, I was just gonna say quickly. Like I feel like people, they do conscious music. I feel there's people full discographies where people are just rapping about like intellectually conscious things or whatnot. So that's why I think that should be like, it should be used for a thing where it's like used for everybody. Like there's certain rappers who make trap music. Their whole discography is trap music. There's nobody whole discography where they're in the booth just mumbling 24/7.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, I think with mumble rap, I guess it's a term you could just use to describe certain songs.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I don't think there is. That's why I found it hard to think of someone that I'd actually classify as mumble rap, because there's not a lot of artists where it's like their whole discography, like you said, is mumbling. So yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that, actually. Yeah.
I also have a question about trap, now that I bring it up, because I made a video about it yesterday, and what would you define trap music as?
Trap music, honestly, I guess for me, the main thing kind of comes from the instrumental that it uses. Most of the time it comes from the beat, because whenever I'm describing something, like I'd say, oh, that's a trap beat, even though I know the term mostly comes from like the lyrics, right? Because it's like a trap like lifestyle, right? So even though that's what it is, usually when I'm listening to a song, if it's got a trap instrumental, I'd be like, oh, that's a trap song, Where even though I know that's technically not the right way to use it, I guess.
It's funny. No, I was gonna say it's funny because I was having a conversation. I think it was under my video where somebody said "Rodeo" by Travis Scott was the best trap album of all time, and I said that Travis Scott doesn't make trap music, and they asked me why, because I said that he's not rapping about selling drugs or living like a trap boy lifestyle. So then they said exactly what you said. It's like the instrumentals, the 808s, and everything like that, which I would agree that people may rap over beats that would fit a trap album, but I don't think that would make it a trap song because for example, like scatting, when people like scat, like I do like when people like use rhythms of scat, I can scat for 10. Like there's parts where like Young Thug, I think he legit like scatting in some of his songs, but I wouldn't say that is a scat song. Like that is a rap song. Like he's not scatting throughout the whole song. So I feel like because even like the innovators of trap music, like T.I., Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane, they would say that trap music is within the content. And somebody said that, well, you can't use always the innovators, because what if the innovators of rap was like, what we're doing today isn't rap? And I agree, but then today the people who are doing trap music, like the Migos, Future, all of these people, they would also confide and say, nah, trap music is what you're rapping about, the lifestyle. But I do agree that it's nothing wrong with describing a beat as, oh, this is like a trap instrument, it's a trap beat, because you could like you would be like pressed to find those type of beats on a trap album because like just because he's rapping about I don't know, like spraying a Febreze can, he still could rap over a trap beat. It's not a trap song though. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think people have a very misconstrued light of it, and it really makes me upset because I feel like people I think it came from like journalists and people on the outside that made that change to the point where everything is trap music with a hard knocking beat, and that's not what it is. So I feel like the actual rappers who make the music, their opinion is kind of like invalid at this point. It's like, who cares? Like, you make trap music, I tell you make trap music, but it's like, no, it's not what it is, So I don't know. I just think that's just something I want to put out there.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I can see what you mean, man. And that's weird as well because I would have kind of classified Rodeo as a trap album, but then based on what you said there, I mean, yeah, it's not actually a trap album. I mean, I guess it's because whenever you see people talk about Rodeo, they're always like, oh, this album like redefined modern trap music, you know? Like everyone refers to it as a trap album, so I just kind of, I guess the first time I listened to it, I went in expecting, oh, this is going to be a trap album, and I've just kind of always referred to it as that from now on,
Yeah, I feel like if anything, Travis Scott is the person that they trap the drugs to. Like he definitely like does the drugs. Like if anything, Travis Scott is the person like if the like drug dealer is selling the drugs too. If anything, I don't think Travis Scott is selling drugs because like when I listen to Future, Dirty Sprite 2, or if I listen to Migos Culture, I think that those are like two albums that redefine trap music because they're actually rapping about trapping, and it's very like important albums I think in like trap music history. So yeah, I would just classify Rodeo as, I don't know, I honestly don't like labeling things all the time. I just I like to put it as it's a rap album. Like Travis Scott has his own sound. I wouldn't even want to confide him to the sub genre of trap because I feel like Travis Scott sounds like Travis Scott. There's not too many people that you would be like, I mean, he does like resemble Kanye sometimes, but he combined all those influences and made him his own, so I wouldn't want to put him in some box because Travis Scott sounds like Travis Scott. So I don't know. That's just something I wanted to throw out there or whatnot. I don't know if you have any. Yeah. Also, I went in on you on the Sean C album, on the Sean C podcast. If you have any rebuttals towards me, or if you have any YouTubers that you think are legitimately garbage, let me know.
So as for rebuttals, I guess for like the fastest verses thing, which I know you didn't like, I guess the thing with that is, like, one of the things you said was how, like, a lot of the time when people are rapping fast, they're not actually saying anything, right?
No. If I said that, I don't agree with that. If I said that, I don't stand by that because I listen to people who rap fast. Yeah, if I said that, then I misspoke because, like I said, I'm a fan of Denzel Curry. I like Eminem. I like Eminem. I like I don't know. There's a lot of fast. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's a lot of people I listen to, and I'm like, oh, Busta Rhymes. He raps fast all the time. I think Busta Rhymes is great. So if I said that, then I misspoke because I actually like people who rap fast. So yeah, that's not nothing I stand by. I said that's what my friends say about Denzel Curry, but I like Denzel Curry. So yeah, that's not anything I stand by.
All right, that's fair because I just think that's a misconception that not necessarily you, but like a lot of people have about that series. They're like, oh, you just like it because they rap fast. When I just think it's it's an entertaining thing to talk about, seeing how fast some rappers can go and stuff like that. And then I guess try to think if there was anything else you said. I guess in worst rappers in the game as well, you didn't like the fact that I said certain that I put certain influential rappers in there. I think you said like Future, for example. I guess the important thing to like just kind of keep in mind with that series is, even though it's really it's a really provocative title, the thing with that is just like, that's the reason why I call it like worst rappers in the game with a question mark at the end, because it's like it's asking that question, like, are they one of the worst rappers in the game? And it's not necessarily a statement saying that they are. Like at the end of the day, like what that series really is just like a kind of like in-depth review of most of their discography so far, So with that one, it's like if I do one on like Future, for example, it's not me saying that he's trash or that he doesn't have a lot of influence. It's just, typically a lot of people would consider him to be a bad rapper, I guess. So I just kind of used that and put it into a series where I could review these rappers in a way that would definitely get people to like watch that series, So I guess a lot of people just kind of Oh, yeah.
No, I just want to say I feel very bad because I was like expecting you just like trash me. I just trash you a Shot C podcast. I feel so bad, and I feel like I was bullying you. I feel so bad.
Nah, because I liked it though, man. It was an entertaining rant. I enjoyed it, man.
Thank you.
It was good. Yeah.
Is there anybody that you think is trashed on YouTube though?
Man, I don't know if I should put that out there.
Nah, I mean Nah, man. It's all healthy, man.
Okay, yeah.
It's all healthy.
There definitely is some people out there. For example, there's this one channel. I don't know the guy that makes the videos. He might be a nice guy. I don't know him personally, but I think the channel's called Lyrical Hub. I don't know if you've heard of him, but bro, this guy can't make an original thumbnail to save his life. I swear to God. If you look at a lot of his old videos, the thumbnails are literally an exact copy of Blackie Speaks thumbnails.
I'm looking at them now. Yes, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Right. And then you also see the thumbnails where he's just got like a screenshot of the rapper and then it says like shocking across the thumbnail. That's just a complete rip-off of this commentary YouTuber called Kavos. He literally just steals thumbnails from people and then he rushes out videos as well because he has one, I think it's called Eminem Response to Machine Gun Kelly or something like that. That was from... Do you remember did you watch the Sway interviews that Eminem? Yeah. So you know how at the end of part 1, they had like a preview of part 2 where it was cut up to make it all dramatic and stuff, and it was Eminem. Eminem said like 1 or 2 things that might have been about Machine Gun Kelly. This guy made a whole video on that saying that was Eminem's response.
That's hilarious. So he didn't even wait till part 2 come out. He just looked at part 1.
He didn't even wait. He just did it based on that short preview.
I mean, we live in an era where people just really want views, you know. So like, the first person to do the video is the first person probably gonna get like the most amount of views. So it's disgusting that we live in that, but that's the way people, you know, that's the way people move.
And speaking of that as well, if we're talking about people that rush things out to get views, it's not necessarily a hip hop channel, but he speaks on hip hop. You know, Michael McCrudden with his he's got a whole series called After They Were Gone, or Before They Were Gone.
Oh, him.
That
Okay,
guy.
yeah. That's terrible. Yeah.
Michael McCrudden, I swear to God, I do not like that guy's content at all. I mean, I just think it's horrible that he, like when Mac Miller passed away, he rushed out a video within, I think it was 8 hours of his passing.
Nah, yeah, he just might be a shitty human because I seen he like re-uploaded a video of somebody when they died. Like it was the same video, but he just re-uploaded it to get the views, I guess. And it's just like, that is crazy. Now, yeah, I think it's safe to say, what's his name? Michael McCrudden. Hey, Michael McCrudden, if you hear this, you a bitch. Hey, man, that's how we feeling right now, Michael McCrudden. More like Michael McBitchin', nigga. How you feel about that, man?
I've actually talked to him about it on Twitter once as well. I think like a year back or something. I made a public tweet, and I think somebody died, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for Michael McCrudden to rush out a video on this. And then he replied to it, and he's like, oh man, he's just so smug with his replies. He's like, hey bro, I just work in the entertainment business. You'd think someone called CDTVProductions would know that. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, if your career revolves around making money off of people that have recently died whilst the families are still grieving, rethink your fucking lane, man. Rethink it. And then he just responded to that like, okay, you can think whatever you want. Anyway, Charles Manson just died. I've got a video to go make. And I was like, bro, what the...
Nah, I actually...
What I did was like, I just linked him. I linked him Charles Manson's Wikipedia page. I was like, here you go, bro, so you don't get your facts wrong this time. Because he always gets facts wrong in his videos, man.
Nah, so, I might have to interview this young man. That might be crazy.
I swear to God, he has such a smug attitude about it, man. It's so horrible.
I might have to interview him, man. I feel like that'd be a good one right there, man. I'm finding his email as we speak. So.
You should do that, man. You should do that. I'd be interested to see what he has to say about that series in person, you know. So I think you should definitely do that.
So your top two is Lyrical Hub and Michael McCrudden.
Lyrical Hub and Michael McCrudden.
That is.
I think those are the main ones, you know.
Okay. Well, also before we get out of here, lastly, we can't skip over this. I think people have been anticipating this boxing match, man. That you've started, man. People want to see the boxing match, man.
Off your head and we'll have this boxing match.
Take the boxer briefs off my head. We can have a boxing match. That's pretty funny. That's funny, man. Yeah, if we fought, man, that'd be a good one, man. That would definitely. Do you have a fighting background?
I've never been in a single fight in my entire life, ever. I don't know if I've never thrown a punch that was serious, man. Never. So I don't know. What about you, man? Do you have any kind of background? Or?
I mean, hey, since you have none, I like me to knock that Eminem hat off your head, man. That's all I'm saying, man. The Eminem fitted to just be flying out the ring, man, as soon as we start fighting. But I took martial arts. I don't know if people in Scotland, have you ever heard the term slapboxing?
I've heard the term in like rap songs and that, but
are you familiar with what slapboxing is?
Not exactly, no.
Slapboxing is basically like, it's a friendly thing. It's not like a serious thing. It's like when you and your friends basically, instead of punching each other, you open hand, like, try to slap each other. So it's basically fighting, but just slapping. Yeah, just slap box. That's literally what it is. So I've been in a couple slap boxing as like a big thing in America. So yeah, slap boxing, martial arts. That's what my background is.
You got a bit of an advantage here, man. I think you wait, actually, what's your height though? How tall are you?
I'm like 5'9", 5'8", something like that.
Okay, I'm 6 foot. I got the height advantage there. I got the height advantage.
You might get the reach too. You might have a longer reach than me.
I think I got the reach, bro. I'll use that to my advantage, man. I'm looking forward to this match, you know.
Hey, YouTube, if you're listening, set it up. Give us the money. We're not fighting for free either. You give us the money.
Yeah. We gotta get a check, man.
Yeah, in fact, hey, if we ever did fight though, I want to let you know, if I knocked you out in the first 3 rounds, I need 3 consecutive videos done back to back about me on your channel, and that's what it got to be, man.
You know what? That's fair enough. We got to put a wager on it. You know, there's got to be some stakes, man.
What's your wager?
I'm good with that.
What's your wager?
I'm good with that. Let me think, man. Let me think. You have to make a public video apologizing for the entire rant on the Sean C podcast. You got to do it, man. You got to take back everything, and you got to say that the Worst Rappers in the Game series is your favorite series currently on YouTube.
That's easy, man. That's easy.
Yeah, that's the wager we got, bro. I don't want to go. I don't want to give you anything too difficult, you know.
Okay, I don't think it's three videos too difficult.
Nah, that's fine. I could do that. I could do it.
Okay.
There we go, man. We got something riding on this now.
Hey, YouTube, we got the beef set up. We already got the history. He's calling me boxer brief head boy. I'm calling him Eminem hat wearing ass nigga. I'm ready, man. Let's go, Eminem. Let's go, YouTube. Set it up, man. We here, man. Set it up, man. But
looking forward to it. I'll start training now, man. I'll start training now.
Please, yeah, let it start training. The listeners, you get it out, the subscribers. #1 in the freaking UK, man. We're gonna be out here, man. We out here boxing. But anything else you have to say before we get out of here?
I think for the most part, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And thank you for having me on here, man. Because this is actually the first ever like interview or like podcast style thing I've done. So it's pretty fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Hey,
thanks for having me on here.
I think that one day I would love to be on your channel, just for the fact that I like being on others YouTuber channels that contrast to me. Like I feel like Sean C. Doesn't really contrast to me, because like I text him a lot in like real life, and like we're a little similar. So I feel like our subscriber base would also be a little similar. Also, I feel like your subscriber base and my subscriber base may be completely different. So I would love to. Yeah, like the Needle Drop. When I interviewed the Needle Drop, his subscriber base is so different from mine. So when I'm like contrasting with him, it's just so different. So I feel like if I was on your channel, I would just want to see what your like subscribers would say to the things that I say, because I feel like they would just be like, did he really just say this guy's a good rapper? So yeah, I definitely. So definitely, when we get off here, we gotta set that up, because I think that'd be a goodie right there.
Yeah, 100%. There's actually one more thing I wanted to ask you as well that I noticed when I was looking through your channel, man.
Yeah, let me know.
How do you get these? Like, you've got so many interviews. You've got one with like Lil Xan. Like, how do you get in contact with people like that?
People think it's like a big like mystery. It's just me emailing people. It's not that crazy. I promise. It's like me having the gift of gab, emailing people. And now that I have all of these interviews, I kind of have leverage, so I could be like, hey, I interviewed this guy. But when I got those big interviews in the first place, it was just me like annoying people, me always hitting people up. Like I remember one time I interviewed, I forget who it was, but it literally took me like 6 months to get the interview, because I kept calling his manager. He'd be like, oh, we're going to do it today. All right, cool. We never do it that day. I'll call him next day. Hey, what happened? We'll do it next week. Next week come. We never do it. Hey, what we doing it? So I just get on their nerves to the point where they're like, hey, I got to give this guy the interview, or they're just cool enough to let me do it, or I could just persuade him into doing it. So it's just really me talking. It's really me talking a lot to get these interviews. That's really what happens.
Oh, that's fair enough, man. All right, yeah.
So yeah. Are you a fan of the channel, or are you look at my channel like how I lay you like this shit trash?
I like it, man. I like it. It's good. I really enjoy the interviews, man. I watched the one you did with John Denton.
Yeah, he's
I
a cool
thought
guy.
That was a good interview.
Very cool guy.
Yeah,
Very cool
definitely.
guy.
Rock Reacts is a great channel, man. I love what they're doing.
Yeah, facts. Well, hey, I really appreciate you being on here. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and holler at your